Hi, my name is Keith Moen. I'm the president of Creative Management Technology Incorporated. If you're watching this video, you've probably been recruited to help us on our United States Postal Service account. USPS is essential to the country, and as cleaning technicians, you are essential to our program. I'm going to show you a couple things today. One, how to clock in and out, and how we're going to keep track of where you worked. And then two, how to clean properly and what areas to clean. And then what to do finally if you have a question. First of all, clocking in and clocking out. Hopefully you all have smartphones. We're going to ask you to download an app. The app is called Corrigo Pro. Corrigopro. Corrigo Pro is an app that once you download it, we will take and upload your phone number into our system and it will identify you. And once you're identified, you can scroll down and you'll be able to select the area that you're working. And once you scroll down and select that area, you'll also be able to clock in and out. There'll be something that says clock in and something that says clock out. We want you to clock in and out at the location that you're working because this has a geofencing program to it, so it'll know if you're at the location or you're not. If you're trying to clock in or out from home, it'll know that you weren't working at the location and it'll not validate your service. So we need to be able to validate services at the areas that you're working. So just make sure that you clock in when you get to work and out when you're done work at that location, and then you'll be good to go. So what are you hired for? So you are going to be hired to work strictly as a supplemental cleaner to the normal cleaners to fight the COVID-19 virus. That means cleaning high touch points. What's a high touch point? So a high touch point is all those areas that when you walk into a facility, you would touch a handrail, a doorknob. If you go into a kitchen, you're touching a refrigerator or a microwave. If you go into a restroom, you're going to touch the fixtures, the dispensers, the paper dispensers. All those areas we're going to clean. Okay, and so it's very important that you know how postal offices work. And some of you will be working in an office environment, and some of you will be working in a traditional post office environment. For a traditional post office environment, they're going to be set up in a couple main areas. A lobby. I think all of you have been into a post office lobby. That's where you walk in as a customer. A work room, that's the back room of a post office. That's where they sort mail and do all their internal functions. And then there'll be break rooms, some offices, as well as restrooms within those facilities. All those areas have touch points. In restrooms, you're going to get the fixtures. You're going to clean the dispensers. Anywhere you would touch as a high touch point. In a lobby, you're going to get the handrails. If there's vending machines, if there's an elevator, you're going to get the elevator knobs. You're going to get the glass around the entranceways where people push with their hands. Anywhere you would touch. In an office, now in a private office, you're going to get touch points like doorknobs and handles. You're not going to touch any office papers or paperwork. One area we are not to work on is when you walk into a lobby and you would see a attendant or clerk waiting on you. They have cash and they have items there. We're not to be working in those workstations. They're restricted and we're not to work in those. But if you find a phone or some area in a common area, then that's a handle that you would clean. That's some area that you would clean. We're going to provide all of you, I wanted to go over those touch points now because you'll be probably getting a supplemental package that'll show you what I just talked about. It'll show you what areas to clean, and you don't have to see this, but it'll show you what areas to clean and what the touch points are, and then what we're not to clean. So once you identified, okay, I'm cleaning the high touch points. Is there anything else? No. You're not going to be cleaning the floors. You're not going to be cleaning the main bulk of the cleaning. They have a regular cleaner to do this. You're hired to really help us combat COVID-19. So we want to clean the high touch points more often. So how do I clean? Okay, well, every facility should have a janitor's closet. And in that janitor's closet, You're going to have cleaning product, you're going to have supplies, and hopefully some microfiber towels or paper towels or however they're cleaning within that facility. There'll also be chemicals. Very important that you know what to use where from a chemical standpoint. If you have any questions at any time, the most important thing you can do is stop and call somebody. Okay, so all of you have had a contact with our recruiting team, with our onboarding team, and if you have any questions, you should call us and ask us at any point. If you don't know what chemical is supposed to be used or what the application is, again, call us. Once you know what chemical is supposed to be used, and we're supposed to be using a hospital grade disinfectant, and that's a special chemical because it cleans, but it also kills germs. So how do I use that chemical? The most important thing you can do, and the difference between general cleanings, for those of you that had some experience, and disinfectant cleaning, is typically you would spray a cleaner on a rag, and then you would wipe the surface with that rag. But when you're disinfecting, you're actually going to spray the cleaner onto the item that you want disinfected. So the handrail, the faucet fixture, the telephone handle, and you're going to let it sit for 30 to 60 seconds. And after it sits, that's killing the bacteria, the viruses, everything that's on that surface. And then you go back and you wipe that surface clean. That is how you disinfect and clean. So after you know that, then you can move forward with a pattern of how to clean. What I would do if I'm cleaning multiple fixtures, I go spray one, walk to another, spray it, walk to another, spray it, and then go back and then wipe the next one, wipe the next one, and you'll work within a pattern within your facility that way. Some of you won't be working within postal facilities, traditional, you'll be working more office settings. If you find yourself in an office setting, you're going to be cleaning handles and touch points, but you will not be cleaning any areas where there would be papers or sensitive items. I would check if you have any doubts on that. There'll be a site supervisor that will tell you where to clean and what to do. I would check with them for any questions you have. As a matter of fact, that's a good person to go to anytime you have a question. During your day, we're going to ask that you check in with us, with the supervisor midday to see how you're doing if there's any issues. If there's any issues at all within your facility, we don't want you to have any confrontation. We want you to call us, go to the supervisor on site, meaning the person that you met with that told you where to go, a Jones Lang LaSalle supervisor, not the postal supervisor, but Jones Lang LaSalle or CMTI, that's us. Any of us can help you resolve that conflict and we will escalate it. If you run into any conflict at all, stop and notify us. Outside of that, you just follow the guidelines, make sure we clean properly, and make sure we wear personal protection. PPE is probably the most single important thing right now. PPE consists of safety glasses and gloves as a minimum. So all of you should wear gloves, vinyl or latex gloves, and also safety glasses. As you're spraying solution, you don't want it to get in your eye. You also don't want anything to splash up into your eyes. You also want to protect your hands. Now in theory, nothing can get through your hands into your body. The virus can't, COVID-19. But, it's on your hands, and if you touch your face or your eyes or your mouth, that's how you would transmit the virus. So it's very important whether you're wearing gloves or just normal life that you don't touch your mouth, eyes, or face. And the reason we have you wear gloves is because, you could wash your hands and get the virus off of there. But with gloves, you can pull the glove off, throw it away, and then wash your hands, and it's another layer of protection. If you don't have the PPE, then we want you to notify your on-site supervisor before you start, because it's important that you have that to start. The last thing I would say is that if you have any questions at all, you need to call us. Don't move forward. Some advice given to us by the CDC, the guidelines for COVID-19. If you walk into an area and you find out, for example, that there's somebody that tested positive for COVID-19 within the last 24 hours, we want you to stop work in that area and notify us or a JLL supervisor. Because CDC says that for us to clean, that we should wait 24 hours after the affected person has been removed from that area. I'll explain to you why. Because the droplets in the air don't stay in the air that long. They stay in the air several hours, not a day. So all that stuff may fall onto a surface, and the germs may still last on that surface for a while, but the viability of those germs deteriorates over time. Some 6 hours, some less, some more. But it's no longer in the air, and the CDC deems that safe for us to go in and clean. But we still want you to wear the protective gear so you're not touching areas that potentially could have any trace of the COVID-19 virus. Protect yourself and protect the environment. And if you have any questions, stop and ask questions. Thank you and good luck.